Supervisor Board Chairman Greg Cox began the county briefing by pointing out it was 65 years ago today that some 25,000 San Diego children received the then new polio vaccine. Since there isn't yet a vaccine for COVID-19, it's important to keep doing everything we can to flatten the curve. Supervisor Nathan Fletcher had a cautionary example of what will happen if we let up. He cited the situation in Singapore, where they did all the right things initially, then lost their focus.
They did not do a series of steps specifically to ease or to unwind, but they did have the public lose the same commitment that they had had in the early days.
Infections in Singapore then shot right back up. Governor Newsom started his daily briefing more than a half hour late. He was delayed because he took part in a conference call between the nation's governors, leaders from some of the G7 nations, and President Trump. While he wouldn't go into specifics, he did say the president will provide a plan on how to open up the economy on a state-by-state level. But he also said California would rely on science, not politics, on how fast to pull back on stay-at-home orders and when to begin the process. Then, the governor turned his attention to his focus for today.
And that's the folks on the front lines of our food delivery system.
Newsom says he's talking about the folks that make things work from farm to table, from the fields where our food is harvested to where it's packed, delivered, and sold. The governor says people working in the food sector have been hit hard when it comes to health and safety. He signed an executive order today to strengthen the food chain by helping the people who keep it going, helping them when they get sick.
That will allow for 2 weeks of supplemental paid sick leave for workers that have been contracted COVID-19, been exposed to it, or have been exposed to isolation or quarantine orders by local health officials, federal and or state health officials.
The governor did get one question completely unrelated to COVID-19 today. Following endorsements of former Vice President Joe Biden for president from former President Barack Obama, along with former rivals Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, Newsom was asked if he was going to endorse Biden. He said he looked forward to endorsing the former vice president. John Carroll, KPBS News.